attendance for the next few minutes. Even if you are a frequent flyer, as each aircraft is slightly different, and this is for your safety as well as for those around you. At this time, please review the safety card that's located at your seat as you follow along. Whenever the seatbelt sign is on, please take your seat, fasten your seatbelt low and tight across your lap. To fasten, slide the metal end into the buckle, tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. Lift the buckles release, and in case of any unexpected turbulence, it's always a good idea to keep that seatbelt fastened about you, even when the seatbelt sign has been turned on. Do take a moment, look around in order to familiarize yourself with the airplane. This Boeing 737 is equipped with 4 exit doors, 2 on each side of the aircraft. If the doors are open in an emergency, flights will automatically inflate. And in the unlikely event of a water landing, forward door slides detach from the aircraft and serve as exit flotation.
Right, then I got you as
Do
host.
not use the aft exits unless advised by a crew member.
I'm good.
Also
Thank
find
you.
forward life craft.
No problem.
Tomorrow.
Safe travels. Okay, bye.
Compartments in the forward cabin.
So you're covering for him.
With nobody else. Well, everybody said just talk. I can do it. I don't get nervous about this stuff. Does it whatever comes out of me? Got it. Hey, Tammy, Keto Wheels, how are you? Hey, Tammy, Keto Wheels, how are you?
I am good. Can you hear me? Did I?
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, you can hear me. Okay. I'm good. How are you, Lynn?
Doing well, doing well.
Yeah. I'm leaving my camera off because my caregiver's not here yet. And so I haven't had help getting ready yet. So I'm not going to be on camera.
No worries, hon. We're going to get started in a bit. We are being recorded right now.
Oh, good. Well, I mean, I'm glad that we're going to record this training because this is the exact one that I need as well. So.
Well, we're going to pivot a little bit today because Dustin's on an airplane. What did you want to hear today?
Oh, I thought that the Zoom thing said that we were talking about, again, how to do the ask without like bombarding people with info and then they walk away, because that's exactly what happens with me. I'm so excited about everything and I'm just like, bleh. And then they're like, uh-huh. And then they never want to talk to me again.
Oh, well, I can't imagine anyone not wanting to talk to you, my friend, but we'll talk a little bit about that for sure.
Okay.
We got a few minutes before
Yeah.
we started. So I'm going to mute out for a second and I'll be right back.
Okay, then. Thanks, babe.
Uh-huh. Hey, Liz, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. We're going to get going here in just a few minutes. Dustin's on a plane.
I wonder where he's going.
I don't know. Probably some secret mission. But we'll get started in just a little bit. And if you
Okay.
have anything that's really on your heart today that you want to share, we're going to kind of do around the horn a little bit, maybe a little Q&A. So if you do, don't hesitate to unmute. Okay. Cool.
Okay. Where are you driving to right now?
My husband's driving and we are just going back to our house from working out this morning and running errands, last minute errands and things. So duty calls. We say,
It's nice to have a chauffeur, right?
That's exactly what he called himself this morning as we were stopping about 5 different places for me to pick up last minute. So I said, yes, you are. And thank you so much.
I have one of those too.
He just said the pay isn't very good though, but the rewards are great.
Yeah.
The benefits and rewards are great.
There you go.
Else we know I hate silence when we're sitting here and there's things that we could be talking about, although this is being recorded already. But I'm really excited for Key Academy, what we learned and what we heard and what we know is coming, and just the shifts that are getting ready to occur that are going to be so major for all of us. And I'm really excited about that. Were you on Keto Academy, Liz?
I was not on the full amount of the time. I've been kind of battling a flu. So I was on and making sure I got to bed at a half decent time just to get the proper rest that I need. So I cut out early a few nights.
That's okay. We won't.
I know. It was tough
Hey,
to do.
Liz.
Yeah.
Hey, Liz, this is Keto Wheels, Tammy. I saw you up on the screen several times, so yep.
Oh, did you? Okay. Yeah, I was there.
Because were you a panelist a day or two, or during one of them? Weren't you?
Yeah.
Yep.
You recognize the rhino, maybe?
No, I recognize your face and your hair.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I love
Where are you
redheads.
from, Tammy?
Cold weather.
Right now I live in Great Falls, Montana.
Oh,
But
okay.
I'm originally from Phoenix.
And
Nice. Now, which do you prefer, Phoenix or Montana?
Well, that's a toss-up. Probably Phoenix, only because of my wheelchair here in the winter time and the snow and trying to get through things, and
I can imagine.
It can be a challenge that I have to overcome. So yeah, but the heat in the summertime just about keeps you indoors anyway. So.
Well, yeah, there you go. But I used to live out west I'm in Ontario, which is like the eastern part of Ontario almost. And we're about 2 hours from Detroit. So but when I lived in Alberta, I found that it was a drier air and it was much easier on me in the winter time.
Yes, that's for sure here. Yeah. Or that's
Michelle
for sure.
Smay is on
in Phoenix.
All right. We've got just about a minute. We're going to get started. We're going to talk a little bit about a bunch of little things today. If you're joining us, please stick it out with us, even though our fearless leader is in the air and unable to be on today. We're going to do some roundtable discussions. If there's anything that you really want to talk about today, or something you're really challenged with in your business, or something that's really working great for you in your business, feel free as we're going through this discussion to just unmute, and we'll take that direction with what's on your heart today. We expected that there would be maybe just a small handful of us, but guess what? The people that show up are the ones that are here, all from each other today. It is 12 o'clock, at least my phone says it is. So I wish I had the capability of making someone co-host, but I don't think I do, because I'm going to be letting people in for a while. Hold tight. And I'm on my phone because I'm trying to drive and do all the, well, I'm not driving. I'm riding in the car. I got a chauffeur over here, but we're going to get started. Let me just make sure there's no one in the waiting room. Yep, here comes more. All right, I can talk. Let me just ask somebody, give me a thumbs up if they can hear me. Want to make sure that when I get off of this, can y'all hear me? Thank you. Okay, awesome, because I'm letting people in at the same time. If I have not had the opportunity to meet in person, or if we haven't met at an event, my name is Lynn Knowles. I live in Tarpon Springs, Florida. I've been with Prove It as a customer for 4 years and X amount of weeks, and I've been a promoter for 4 years and X amount of weeks, meaning that it didn't take me, I think it was about the 10th day I was drinking ketone. The thing I want to have a great experience as a promoter. I want to travel. I want to have fun. I love this community. Like, I knew right away this was an opportunity that I felt was placed in front of me for me to expand my journey to help people, and to be able to do that around the world has been a blessing. The ripple effect that we all have the opportunity to have is just unparalleled, in my opinion. So I don't know if anybody else agrees with me. If you do, thank you. Again, Dustin is in the air, and we're going to go ahead and just do a little discussion today. I said earlier, if you weren't here, if there's something that's really going great in your business, would love for you to share that today. If there's something that you're challenged with, like, we all face challenges, and it's how we overcome those challenges for us to get to the next level. So I just wanted to share one thing that was really on my heart this morning, and then I'll open it up. We did an amazing flavor drop last night. If you were on Keto Academy, or even if you weren't, this was available for everyone, where we're offering this new amazing flavor. If you've had a chance to try it, raise your hand. Anybody had a chance to try it? No one on this call. Okay, awesome. So it's prickly pear, and it has like this beautiful, I don't know, it's this vibrant pink color. It tastes just as good as it looks. And the fact that you can get 3 boxes for 30% off is really incredible. That's something that I think we're doing well right now, is allowing us all advantage of a bigger discount. And then for us to turn around and take what we're doing out to the masses, share with everyone, and be able to sell 5-day trials or 3-day trials of this. So if you grab some, I hope, hold tight. Now I got a call coming in. We're going to try to not do this. Sorry, y'all. Of course, people call right when you're trying to talk all the time. I'm afraid if I X out of that, I'm going to lose y'all. So let me get out of the car. We're pulling into the driveway. My husband was pulling right in. Let me hop out. We'll get this going. So anyway, let's talk about trial packs. How many of you all purchased the prickly pear to do it in some trial packs? Anyone took advantage of that? Liz, I see Nikki did. I see Carol did. All right, awesome. So what I love to do is right away put it up on my social media. Did everybody know, like, on your stories, you can do a link? Does everyone know that you can do a link right there on your stories? So when you go to the little setting that where you show GIFs and all of those things. There's the one that says link. You can literally put your shop keto link in there, and people can go directly to your link and order if they want to order. Hold on, we got somebody to unmute. Marlon, is it you? Please unmute. Please mute. Thank you. So this is something that's a really incredible way to grow your business. The other thing I really love is when I have these on hand, and when I'm have my little hot hands on these flavors, of course, I'm going to be doing all kinds of, lives, talking about them, putting it on social media. I'm going to be sharing it with all of my customers that are currently buying products, and people that maybe fell off. Like, we've got this hot new flavor. It's amazing. Somebody is here right now that I know she got restarted because Prove It sent her a couple of ketones in the mail as a birthday present, even though she had fallen off as a SmartShip customer. And it just took those 2 packs to get her lit up again and ready to get restarted. So, and that's Nikki, she's raising her hand. So one of the things you can do that I love is what I just said, but also think about what you've got at home. You can do these great, nice mixed packs, these trials, right? If you've got keto kick, if you've got keto cream, if you've got ketones, if you've got broth, you can do like a variety pack for people. And what ends up happening is you're offering them the opportunity to try some of our other things. Maybe it's the Keto OS Pro, add that in there. So these are great ways to stimulate your business. And I like to use the word stimulate because we're not selling, right? We're out there sharing, but to stimulate that there's these other things and they could try them without buying a whole box. And hopefully it will lead to them being on board and wanting to try those and getting back on track, right? So I love that. And I just want to, by a show of hands, who is utilizing this as a tool in their business to grow their business? Who's using trial packs, right? 1, 2, I see everybody raising their hand pretty much. So yeah, this is just something that, with attraction marketing that we do, it's a great way to build your business. So I always take advantage of these trials. Remember, if you buy 3 boxes, you're getting 30% off, right? You can either pass that savings along to your customers, potential customers, or you can utilize that 30% price gap and you can make a little extra cash on the side. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? I literally teach and preach that to my new people. Get that money back in your pocket that you just invested in your business, and then you can reinvest it, right? So, all right, I know that Keto Wheels was on early, Tammy, and she was saying that she was really challenged with something. Tammy, do you want to come off of mute and just share briefly what you said to me, and then let's go around and let's see what other people are doing that might help you. You there, Tammy? You're muted, hon.
I'm here. Sorry about that.
No worries. No worries. We were discussing, you came on a little early and you were discussing a challenge that you have. And what I love when I have a challenge is if I ask the powerful question, I'll get other people's input. And a lot of times I hear that, I'll get answer. So let's hear it briefly.
Okay. So I'm one that I'm so excited about the product and what it's done for me, because when I started drinking ketones about 5.5 years ago, I was, and so we can't talk and make medical claims and all of that.
Let's just talk about what your challenge is. And because
my challenge is I talk too much.
No.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
My challenge is I bombard people with information and how excited I am. And you've got to start drinking these. And so when do you want to come over and try them and what kind of, and then they just walk away and they never answer. They may give me their text number or they may give me their info, but they never respond back. And it's because I'm too much. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
All right. So I hear what you're saying, and I completely understand and can relate, because I know that sometimes I do the same thing. I get so excited. I want to give my potential customer all the information, and I want them to hear it, because I know that if they know what I know, they're going to want to drink this forever too. So I think the challenge is when we're doing attraction marketing, again, is to remember that we're attracting them, and then we're going to connect them to a little bit of information, sort of drip on them a little bit. So I try not to talk to them as much as I give them information through different things like our videos that we have. I sort of try to find out who they are and what they're looking for and what benefits they want most. And when I find those out, then I can find these videos, or I have them already, in my storage area where I keep everything,
gosh.
and I can just
I
send them
love
some
that.
information. So
Yeah.
one of the things, Tammy, and I'm going to let some other people share with you, because some other people might have some great ideas. But one thing I do is I try to save 10 videos that are sort of an array of videos from Keto 101 or from Prove It TV that I know are very relatable to most people's pain points, if you will, what they're struggling with, what they're looking for. And then I have them at the tip of my fingers in my shortcuts in my iPhone, and I send them to them, and I ask them to watch it, and then I circle back with them. So I know Cameron's on, and I know some other really great people are here that might have some ideas. If you have an idea of something that can help Keto Wheels, Tammy, with her struggle of kind of like me talking too much, what are your strategies? Who has an idea for her? Anyone?
Lynn, I'm so sorry. I jumped on late, and I know you just reiterated the question, but was it like in the case of a follow-up or at the initial exposure?
At the initial exposure, being so excited that we sort of vomit on people.
Well,
and you use to just attract.
for sure. Well, I think if I try to keep it so simple, and now that the keto diet, like everybody pretty much knows what it is, so I just dumb it
I
down.
think you froze up, Cam. Or was it me?
Oh, it might
was
be
you.
me. Oh, hold on.
Is it me or Cam?
It was you, Lynn.
Oh, am I good?
Yep.
You're good.
Okay, cool. So, if the conversation starts and then it's about me telling him what it is, and I definitely went through that whole thing where it was like, but then I backed it down to it's ketosis without the keto diet, like with or without the keto diet. But it's, I'm like, the keto diet, right? That everybody's doing because it's actually, there's a ton of health benefits. Well, this gets your body into that state without having to do that strict diet. And it's so simple. You drink it once to twice a day. You feel amazing. The energy, the fat loss, it's good for you. And I just feel like everyone should try it, because sometimes we don't know what we don't know. And I just leave it at that. Like, that's the most that I ever say. But when it comes to explaining it, back in the day when people didn't know keto diet at all, they really just thought of danger when they thought of the keto diet. We kind of had to go through more of an explanation, like, well, your body makes two fuel sources, ketones and glucose is this, ketones is this. And now it's just like, it gets your body into its optimal state without having to do a strict diet, essentially. So I hope that helps. And
I thought that was awesome.
Yes.
And
Thanks, Cameron.
yeah, you're welcome. And there was something you were saying, Lynn, about the follow-up, which is why I didn't know if y'all were talking about like just checking in, but I'd love to mention something, to share something that I heard yesterday on a training that I was doing, and I can't remember the exact words that she used, so I'm gonna have to look it up, but it was along the lines of follow-up. And she was really talking about, how sometimes it's like we have people that were like, well, I don't want to keep bugging them. I don't want to keep checking in. I don't know how to approach them again. Like, they're on my follow-up list, but I've followed in a couple times and, they haven't really answered, or maybe they haven't seen my message. Does anybody run into that? Or you kind of have people where you're just like, I've followed it. Okay. So an approach that I like to take, and this is kind of what she was reiterating yesterday, that one of my mentors is think about, if you think about someone and you're like, they haven't seen my follow-up or they haven't replied, go to their page and look around and see what's been going on in their life. and it's summertime, so a lot of people in most places in the world, so a lot of people are out doing adventurous stuff, and or their kids just started back to school. Like obviously that's most of the world right now too. So it's a great, you can use that to check in with them and just say, you know, hey Sheila, oh my gosh, I just saw that trip that you guys took. It looked incredible. Your pictures are amazing. Wow, wow, wow. You know, schools get started. It's an exciting time. You can either kind of leave it at that, which I'll do a lot of the times. I'll just kind of engage about something completely non-related, because all they need is a reminder, right? If you're following up for the sake of just refreshing yourself in their mind, and you don't want to go into it with a real, like, kind of like what feels like a weird follow-up or whatever, like you just don't know how to approach it, just pop back into their head. They know that they spoke to you at some point about ketones, right? Like we all know that. I always like to put myself in that situation, and that's how I am. If somebody pops in with me that, you know, it's about something I was gonna get from them, I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for, you know, yeah, it was an amazing trip. By the way, I need to get my order in for whatever we were talking about. So you don't always have to ask or really tie in ketones. But even the example that was given on the call, she did actually say, you know, hey, your trip looked awesome. Listen, I just want to see if you had a chance to look over the stuff I sent you. I know you had some great goals, and I really want to help you reach them. You know, so don't be afraid to kind of take that approach to it as well. So I have no clue what y'all been talking about before this, but it reminded me when you said that, Lynn. So I hope that wasn't completely off the wall and was helpful for somebody. Tomorrow is Friday too, so I always say follow up Friday. So if follow up Friday isn't a thing for you, I would make it a thing. I would make it your goal to follow up or check in or circle back around with as many people as you can, and just set a goal. Maybe it's 20 people. Maybe you're like a big goal setter, or maybe it's 5, or maybe it's 2, depending on where you're at. I know for me, it's just a matter of etching out the time, and I could literally go find 20 people that I would love to touch. Even just to say, hey, you know, even just somebody I'm in a thing on Facebook where I'm working on some attraction engagement. You know, I like to or maybe it's somebody that hasn't drank ketones in forever, and you just check in, and it doesn't have to be like a hard ketone check-in, but just see how many people you can kind of circle back around with every Friday. And I promise you'll see some improvement there too.
I love that, Cam. Follow up Friday. Did y'all hear that? Like, you can put that in your calendar. I'm a big calendar person. If it's not my calendar, it ain't happening, right? So I schedule, people look at my calendar like, you've got like 10 minutes scheduled for this or 10. And I'm like, yeah, if it's not there with an alert, it probably isn't going to happen. But that's how I schedule my day out. And that is gold, Cameron. That is golden what you just gave us, because so many people get lost in the follow-up. And that's where, you know, they say that's where the gold is, in the follow-up, right? So I appreciate that, Cam. What we were, and yes, you covered it. We were just talking about challenges that people are having in their business. And, you know, we get more than one person together and we're outside of our own thinking. Sometimes we can come up with solutions that will help other people, but we're also talking about what's really working great in your business. Does anyone have something that they're just like on fire about in their business right now that's just working so well and they want to share it with all of us so we can do the same thing? Anybody? If you do, come off of mute. Somebody's got something awesome happening in their business.
I'll share a little. And I know, Lynn, you know that I just recently had a call, set up a call with Dustin. So it was like a guest call, and I had Dustin on and I was interviewing him per se. And so with leading up to that call, I had, 4 or 5 days. And so I kind of use that as an activity hour for myself every single day. So I would, sit down and literally send out messages for an hour at least to people. And, I have a notebook, so I mark down all the names of the people that I've reached out to before. And I go back to those, even if it was 6 months ago sometimes. And it's like, yes, that guy, right? So that really, really helped. I reached out to 43 people, but I only had, I think there was like Michelle was on the call. Michelle Smay and John were on the call, but there was like 6 people on the call. But that doesn't matter, right? I had 43 conversations. So that's the good thing that came out of it. And in the past, I would get discouraged that I only had, 3 or 4 people on the call. But now I'm pumped because I had 43 conversations. So that's just another, it's just, you know, when you just kind of like flip the switch a little bit and think about it in a totally different way, it makes all the difference, and it just motivates you just to keep going and getting that stuff done again and staying connected. That's key.
Yeah, I love that, Liz. And I just want to say really quick, like, y'all remember the value in and the power in being able to invite someone to something, whether it's a virtual, whether it's a call, whether it's a keto mixer that maybe nobody actually ends up showing up to, but it gives you an excuse to reach out to maybe your neighbor or somebody down the street that you're like, hey, listen, I know I don't think we've ever talked about something that's a really big part of my life. It's actually a drink I drink every day that makes me feel amazing. Like, I don't know what I did before this stuff, and I'm having a little get together at the house. I'm going to sample some out. I've had some people that want to try it. So if you want to come by, no pressure, but we'll be here. Right. Like, I love to do things in that kind of like really lax, like no big deal, keep it cool, doesn't feel weird kind of thing. So I love that you shared that, Liz. You know, because that's just a reminder. Let's put stuff in our calendar for the sake of being able to reach out and invite people to it.
The other thing too is I use that as I had the recording, right? So I saved that recording, and now for those people that I know saw the messages that I sent out to them, but they have not responded, or even the ones that didn't respond, that now I'm using that as, you know, or people that said I can't make it. Now I'm asking them if they want the recording. So it's, again, that's just another activity for me to go through again, and I'm increasing those conversations. So it's a win-win.
I love that too. I love that too, because I can remember when I first got started being challenged, you know, and it was, how many conversations can you have per day? How many times can you get the campfire video in people's hands every day? And it's 1000% true, at least I found it is. And the numbers really is, you may get it out 40 times and 3 people show up now, but guess what? It doesn't mean they're never going to show up again. It can happen down the road, right? How many of us have had people 3 years later after watching us on social media pop up and go, okay, I'm ready now. You know, so we always have to keep that in mind. And I love the fact that you just stepped out of your comfort zone and you just got more and more people. And now you're like, hey, I got all of these people. They understand what I've got my hands on. At least they've got a drip of what I've got my hands on, and just following up with those people every once in a while, touching base with them and letting them know that you're still in the game, right? I know, Cam, this is something that I really would love for you to share on, if you can, is the power of letting
Hey, Lynn, we can't hear you if you can hear
Yeah,
me.
we lost her.
The power of, we could go a lot of different ways with that. Okay. All right. Well, Tammy, you're the host. Congratulations.
Tammy's the host.
You'll have to let Lynn in when she tries. Oh, there she is.
I'm telling you, I'm not in my house. If I go in, I'm going to lose you guys. If I stay out here, I'm going to lose you guys. But I don't know if you heard me, Cam, or not.
We heard the power of, that's all. That's the last thing we heard.
The power of following up and the power of having all of these conversations is what I was saying. And one thing that I think is really challenging, it was for me when I first started, was understanding that the power of the numbers that I shared with, they're going to watch and they're going to come back and they're going to show up three years later and be like, I'm ready now. And I was asking you to share on that, like,
yeah,
motivation of sticking with it when you're getting no's.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I love that, because I actually, I was making notes a few minutes ago of things I wanted to mention. So yes, it is super important. And a couple things with that is, number one of the biggest things is keeping track of everybody that you talk to through this journey. Like, you want to have a running list of people, because we work so hard to get our attraction up and we attract people. And we know that the average person takes 8 taps before they actually buy. Generally, I feel like it's less with what we do. But we know that it's going to take several exposures. So if we work so hard and we get them in our basket, but then we forget they're there because we're busy trying to get more people, then we're letting a lot of people slip through the cracks. So number one, I always say, decide, do you want a digital list, or do you want to do like a Google spreadsheet? Like, are you digital, or excuse me, or a notebook, an old fashioned notebook? So like Google spreadsheet versus a notebook, right? Pick one, whatever it is, doesn't matter. Just pick one. And every day, however you want to do it, if it's at the end of the day or as you talk to people during the day, add their name to that list, right? And that can help you with deciding what format you go with, because are you always going to have the notebook on you, or do you prefer to just have it in your phone? And then note anything you can there so that you can tag that person as, for example, VIP. A VIP list is something that's very effective for me. I have a list of people that want to know when there's a new sale, a new flavor release, whatever that is. So when you have permission, and by the way, who doesn't want to be notified of stuff like that? Like anything I buy, I want to know when it goes on sale and when there's a special, something new. I just do. I may or may not buy, but I want to know. So people will give you permission for that. And then you decide your spot. Is it going to be text message? Is it going to be Telegram? Is it going to be Facebook Messenger? Where are you going to put the people together? Right. And then when something drops, that's the first place you go. Is you go tell your VIP list, because I used to sit down with a notebook and it would take me all day to get through and tell everybody that there was a flavor release. Now, thank goodness for things like text broadcast. I know a lot of us use Project Broadcast. If you have over 100 contacts or 50 contacts that you're going to want to reach out to, it's worth it to pay $15 a month and be able to send 500 messages out, broken up through the month. I know it used to be taboo to talk about stuff like this, but I believe that we're trying to build a business here and nobody has time to sit 17 hours in front of their phone or computer. So if you want to get a text servicing app, it's called Project Broadcast. Like I said, a lot of us use it. I'm not telling you that's the one you have to use. I'm not telling you have to use it at all. But I can tell you that I just sent a broadcast out to 200 people that said, oh my gosh, Prickly Pear is here. If you want a trial pack, here's the link. If you want to grab 1 or 2 boxes, here's the link. And I can feel the weight of that off my chest because I know it's done, and I'll still go through and do some individual reach outs in my chats and stuff like that. So now another thing with talking to people. So talking to people, yes. Keeping track of that, yes. Having a VIP list where you have permission to let them know when something exciting happens, yes. And then I have this thing where I always tell the team this, one of my sayings, I always say they're going to put it on my tombstone. It's shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you land amongst the stars. So I'm like, have a big goal, have a goal for the month, right? Remember, if we look at this as a business, it runs month start to month end, right? So have a goal for the month. And I respect the whole, like, don't overwhelm yourself. I don't want anybody to overwhelm themselves with a big goal. And I know some people are like, I'm going to start with 2. I want to get 2 customers. And I'm like, okay, perfect. But I'll tell you, when my business really kicked it up a notch was when I said, I'm going to aim for 1 customer every day. And it wasn't about me getting 30 customers by the end of the month. It really wasn't at all about me not being able to go to sleep if I didn't enroll someone. What it did do is it helped me ensure that every day I was talking to people. Listen, if you are if you're sharing your story, whether it's through Facebook posts, it's in a Facebook group, you do videos, you do reels, whatever it is, if you're attracting and you get yourself in front of enough people that you can then say, hey, thank you for connecting. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for following me. Thank you for whatever. And you can get into a conversation, or you can invite them into your group. You can tag them in something, whatever system you use. I feel like if we can do that and we can put something out there in the beginning of our day and we can connect with a couple people throughout the day that respond to that. And then by the end of the day, you should be in a position where you can at least help them get a trial pack. At least you're getting 1 trial pack out a day, because it's easy for our time to get away from us. It's easy to get busy with all the things, whether you work a job and you have this in the notes and crannies, or whatever you do, whatever your life looks like. I can sit here and be as busy as a bee from 9 a.m. until 5 o'clock at my desk, literally busy the whole time, nonstop. Never talk to somebody new that could potentially be ordering from me that night. So I go through the day with my mindset of who am I connecting with in the morning or attracting, so that I can talk to them throughout the day and then get them started that evening. Does that make sense? So, and if that helps you, when you think of it and you think of like a customer a day, remember it's about setting your day up for success when it comes to, I think it's just such a big part of it because our business is there's so many crucial parts. It's so simple, right? But there's important things that if we just remember these little important things, like who am I going to help get started today? How am I going to keep track of the people that I connected with? And how am I going to connect with more people? And we just go through the day and we live our life keeping those things in mind and knowing that those are the goals, right? Those are the ultimate goals of the day. So that was a lot, but hopefully that helped, Lynn.
That was amazing. That was amazing. I loved every bit of it. And yeah, those are great tips, everyone. I have to say, Cam, I'm the same way. When I used to have that goal of, 2 to 4 people a month. And I was like, okay. And then we had MVP multiplier. And then I was like, okay, MVP multiplier. We know that that's usually about 10 people at least to be able to do that, depending on what they order, obviously. But I can remember doing the same thing and just shifting my mindset to, okay, I got a trial pack out, pat myself on the back, shake my butt, and be like, okay, who's next? Because I used to maybe pat myself on the back and go, shake my butt, and it's like, okay, I'm done for the day. Have you ever experienced that, Cam, where you're like, back in the day when you're like, okay, I hit my goal today. I got a trial pack out. I got a new customer, whatever it was. But what I'm learning now, Cam, is just to truly celebrate that happened and shake my butt, always shake my butt. But then to say, who's next? I know there's somebody else out there that's next. And that's where setting these goals every month can truly, some people don't like challenges. They don't like that. Right. And I have people on my team like that. We all have people that we work with like that. And it's okay. It's okay because sometimes it's just a little bit much. But if you start doing that, I know like Cam and I would say, it starts exponentially growing because those people get excited because we're staying excited all the time. Right. So anyway, if anyone has anything else, we've been on for about 30 minutes and I want to be mindful of everyone's lunch break time that they took out to spend with us. But if someone has another question or any questions, please come off mute and feel free to ask.
Eastern time.
Hi, Bonnie. Did you have a question?
No.
Oh, okay. You're unmuted. I thought you had a question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, you got one of the greatest in front of you right now, Cameron Moss, who is incredible. What kind of questions do you have for her? Hi, Carrie.
Hi, Lynn. I do have a question. I have been on for about 5-6 months, and I do have some promoters underneath me. My question is, and one thing that I struggle with still is the connecting factor. I'll tell you right now, I get caught up in, again, I'm someone too that vomits on people. But I find it is when I do you know ketosis, do you know anything about keto or the keto diet and ketosis? And then I do the video. And then when they respond back to me, they ask me more like personal questions. And then I get myself caught up because I start answering those questions. Then when I say I would love to connect you with somebody else, they're like, no, what you've told me is perfect. And I just want to purchase. But then I feel like I'm not giving them the opportunity to have somebody else. And I'm always stuck in that middle. I need to know, how do I stop the personal questions and I get stuck and just be able to connect? Does that make sense?
It does.
Yes. I'm sorry, Lynn, you want me to
go for it. I got something, but go for it.
Okay, so I'll just be quick. So I think that there's always going to be times where all they need is you are the person they know. So they want to know what it did for you and they trust you. And that was a great reminder that they care more about your excitement and your experience than really what it actually is. I would personally use this as an opportunity what I would do is say, okay, cool. Like get them through, let them order. And then after they order, say, now I'm going to set up your coaching chat. This is so that we can help you get the most out of your experience. Lynn she was my coach. She's amazing. She helped me through, and I would be doing you a disservice if I didn't do this. She's only here to support. And then just make the chat, Lynn, this is my friend Sheila. She just placed her order for ketones. She's so excited. She wants to lose 40 pounds. I was telling her how great I've done with it, or she wants to sleep at night, or she wants to whatever. I just want to make this spot so that we have it to help make sure she crushes her journey. That's what I would do. Lynn?
You just said exactly what I was going to say pretty much, but you definitely, I think that the weird factor, if you want to call it, is taken out when you say exactly what Cameron just said. I want to set you up for your coaching call, because then it's not, I want to set you up so we can try to turn you into a promoter, and we're going to try to sell you more, and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. That's the weird factor for me. People get a little standoffish when they trust us and we now want to connect them to someone else, if that makes sense. So I love that Cameron brought that up and the way she did, so that I would do exactly what she just said. Am I lost again? No. Okay. Because this thing keeps going blank. I'm not certain who's going. Okay. Somebody just left. All right. So anybody else that was a great question, Carrie, and I hope that helps. Did it help? Awesome. And sometimes it is. It's like, I'm kind of in the same boat, and Cam is too. When we've been doing this for a while and we come across with such certainty, which we want to have, they just trust us right away. And that's influence, and embrace that. But I highly recommend, and Cam might agree with this, when we have our LCD training, there's some great training in there about turning conversations and learning how to do that, Carrie, and to do it so it makes the flow just go so smoothly. And highly recommend that. I know you've been in for a while. I don't know if you've done LCD before. Have you? Yeah, highly recommend that. Yeah, no, highly recommend it for everyone. I mean, LCD is great for all of us. And it's in business, but it's also for our life. LCD has helped me in my life as well, not just my business. So anybody else have a question, a comment, anything? Because if not, I'm going to do the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay. The bar is closed.
Wait,
oh, somebody has.
Oh my gosh,
Sorry.
I'm so sorry. No, don't be sorry. I'll be up there in a minute. That's perfect. Okay. So, hi. One more thing I just wanted to throw this out as a tip because of the flavor available right now. And I hope that you guys are all able to buy your boxes so that you get in on the promo. It's a really good time to go through and find people that you've talked to in the past that maybe didn't purchase. You just need 3 new customers by Sunday. I know that sounds like a lot, but remember, go back and look through. There's gold already in your pond. There's a bunch of fish already in your pond. So run back through old posts, old conversation, use keyword searches. That's where you're going to get your customers from. And then when it comes to attracting, make sure, reach out with a casual language. Hey, new flavor alert. I've been saying this one's a great way, like a great flavor to close out on summer. It's like really good, really refreshing. But it's good, y'all. It's so hard to explain, but it really is good. And I'm very, very, very picky. So I promise you, if you've been like, I don't buy it, it is good. People are going to like it. It's pink and beautiful. But what was I going to say? Oh, trial packs. So you want to be able to buy product to ensure that you're going to be able to get that money all back, right? It's scary to drop the money if you don't know it's going to come back. So make it easy for people to buy it. Make a link that they can pay you with. I use PayPal for my shipping and everything because it's secure. They trust paying with PayPal. They have tracking and all that fun stuff. It's called Sell on Social. You don't have to set all this up if you don't have it yet, but it's something you can think about. And when you go in, you can actually make a link, right, for like the 5 packs or the 3 packs of prickly pear. You can also have a link for your 10-day and your 5-day. And that way, when somebody says, hey, Karen, I would like to buy a trial pack, you're not like, oh gosh, okay, how's she going to pay me? I got to figure this out. I got to ship it. You can just have that link in your notes and you can say, here's the link for my 10-day, right? And so that's what you can do with prickly pear. And if you've already done that, if you sell trial packs and you do a trial pack link and you use Instagram, I want to make sure you know about this feature. Okay, so this might be a little advanced if you're not doing it. Don't worry. If you see something advanced, just be excited that that's something you can learn futuristically and you know that it exists, right? So I have my Instagram and my Facebook linked, right? So when I post something on my Instagram story, it goes to my Facebook story. And on Instagram, when you go to post a story at the top where you would click to add music or a sticker or anything like that, it's like a little sticker button. There's something that says link. And you can actually add a link and you can create a sticker button. So see, it says grab a taster pack. So I like people to be able to shop easily. So if they see it and they want it and they can just click. Hold on. Sorry. Okay. Because before that, by the way, before that, I said, oh my gosh, have you ever had this fruit? Blah, blah, blah. Okay. And I used a picture. I just Googled prickly pear and that's what came up. Okay. Now they can hit that link and it can take them right directly to my PayPal where they can purchase. Actually, that's my email, but they could go right to my PayPal and do a 5 or a 3 day. The PayPal feature is called Sell on Social. So you could search, PayPal Sell on Social. And I hope that's okay to share, Lynn. I know that I don't want to.
No. I think that's awesome.
Well, if
We
anybody's
talked about the link earlier, but I didn't have the capabilities. I'm on my phone. So thank you for pointing out exactly where it is.
It charges you like $1. You lose like $1 per trial pack. I think it charges you like $1.20. But honestly, if it's that easy and all their stuff's in there and you can print the label, you can watch a 5-minute YouTube video to learn how to do it. It's very simple. So
it really is. Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. I mean, that's gold. And it is something when you start pumping out as many trial packs as that lady is, you definitely want to have that set up. So when you have a little bit of time, look into it. I don't particularly use that. And I think it's awesome information because I probably need to look into that myself. I just have them reach out. I actually have them reach out to me personally because then I have the personal contact with them.
Sure.
So I can give them information, but I'm not doing as many trial packs as you are. And I think I have in the past and I'm going to get back to that.
That's true. Currently.
So don't get overwhelmed when that sudden burst hits you. Start thinking future focused on how I can create stability and ease in my business so that when it happens, and it's going to happen, you're not like scrambling because I've been caught in that tornado and it's not fun, y'all. It's not fun. So preset some of these things and I think it'll be awesome. So it's Sell on Social through your PayPal. I'm not certain if Venmo has anything like that or not. Maybe worth a little research if we don't use PayPal. But awesome. The link is awesome to put in your stories all the time when you're talking about ketones for either a trial pack or you can take them right to your Shop Keto site. And if you're utilizing your Shop Keto site, you can do a little video there at the beginning. We can talk to you about that another time. Or reach out to the person that invited you here, the person you work closest with. They probably know how to do that. It's a great way to have people land on your Shop Keto site and it's not an overwhelming situation for them. It's something where you can say, here's what I recommend, welcome, and give them some instruction. So in Mexico, it's super simple. All you have to do is video it and send it to send it into support so they can okay it for compliance. And then they actually link it on there, Cam. So we're going to talk about a lot of stuff in Mexico. I'm excited. Listen, y'all, we're going to go because it has been an amazing day. I appreciate all of you. If you're coming to Mexico, can't wait to see you, spend time with you, go ziplining with you, and do a shot of tequila with you. We're going to have at least one, Cam. And y'all have a great, blessed day. We'll see you next Thursday. Dustin will be back driving the boat, but thanks for letting Cam and I drive it today for you. Everybody have a good day. Bye.